So, hello, how y'all doing? I had like a scab, you can see this, and this is gonna be a little TMI gross, but it was bleeding a little bit last night, so like I blotted it. You know when men shave and they take a piece of tissue or something to blot it? So I did that, but I fell asleep with it on, and so it dried. And then this morning, more like late afternoon, when I went to go and remove it as I was peeling it off, it caused it to bleed again. So I'm like, okay, getting another piece of like toilet paper when I was in my bathroom to like kind of, you know, blot it again, whatever you want to call that. And then I'm like, okay, I don't want it to like get stuck and be have that problem. So I took it off and then I just put some Neosporin over it. And I don't know what to do with that. I could put a band-aid. Like if it was nighttime, like when it's nighttime and things like this happen, I just put a band-aid. So this way the band-aid will catch whatever. It'll kind of dry up and fix itself throughout the night, and then I can take the band-aid off the next day instead of like walking around with a band-aid. It's 2:53. I'm about to finally eat something. It's probably really not healthy, like not eating like all day long. I should be like grazing and snacking and like getting up earlier and eating meals like on time and all that. Because then you get hungry and you tend to eat more than you should. That usually happens on like a giant dinner. But I'm making myself, if I can get this open, a can of soup, veggie noodle. It's my favorite brand of soup right here. Whenever we can, we go stock up on it. Whether it's myself or my mom, whoever's out on the shopping mission. I watched some videos of my own actually, and was thoroughly enjoying them last night. And one, I was talking about a trip to Whole Foods. And like you could see like the bag I had was like all the soup. I like emptied out the joint with the veggie noodle. The chicken noodle is okay. I haven't really ventured into the other stuff quite yet. But this is the soup, the brand. It's full of like vitamins, probiotics, and like minerals and things that are good for you. So, I'm gonna be cooking that for myself. And I should be drinking a lot of water. It's like 90 some odd degrees out. It's like blooming hot. It's like craziness. So, our mom, the pool heater isn't working. And my mom's like, I wish it was, then we could like swim, like work out in the pool by like swimming laps tonight, but it's too hot. I'm not gonna be going for a walk like we did last night. And funny story, the first time I ever tried a mulberry. Y'all ever hear these things, mulberries? So we're walking back, I'm walking with our neighbor and some of our kids and talking, and we come across this tree. She's like, you know you can eat these, right? And she was explaining how someone that used to like live in this neighborhood like knew about these berries, and he's like, you guys let them go to waste. I guess in Italy or some other country, people eat them. Like you shake the tree branches and they fall out, and then you eat them and you can like cook with them maybe. I don't know exactly, but she's like, and then she ate one, and all the times I've ever seen them, because these ones are white. If they're white, they're ripe, this kind. I thought they were kind of like flower buds that never bloomed, and my mom thought they were some weird seed thing. So she ate them, and then like she gave a handful to like her kids, and they were eating them. So then my mom, I'm like, you're the brave one. So she tried it first, and I ate one. It's really sweet. So then her husband gets home and he's like, don't feed them to the kids. And she's like, well, Fletcher had a handful. And I'm like, well, the clock's still ticking. Because my mom's like, oh, Jill's apparently been eating these for a while. And like, Jack was just, their name's Jack and Jill. It's just like, I don't know about this. It's kind of funny. So I googled it. It's a mulberry. they come in like red, purpley colors, black. So my whole life I've seen them in the wild, and I used to like mash them up and make paint and like play around outside. I never knew you could eat them, but you can, and I'm still here, so that was really safe because I googled the heck out of it. And it is a mulberry, and if they're ripe, you can eat them. Who knew? But it's really weird because I don't do things like that, and I'm like, but yeah, so I have no idea what I'm doing the rest of the afternoon and evening, but just wanted to share kind of what I've been doing, which is not a whole heck of a lot. Been watching YouTube videos. I should get back to working on mine and have my lunch, drink water, and at some point I do need to like shower and wash my hair and do something like that. Is this like getting worse? I feel like so like, oh my god, it's like gross. I'm sorry, but and then just want to tell you how, or maybe, I mean, I do want to work out, so I don't, maybe do some yoga or do something maybe later. My mom will be like, look, let's just work out like how Shelby and I do. I'll train, I'll train my mom and be like, do those squats, girl, work it. Yeah, so, oh, and then you know how I signed up for like those subscription boxes? Well, I got this email. I need to go online, like look into it, because I tried doing stuff on my phone that didn't work. I tried my iPad, that didn't work. Because it's kind of like you can customize your box, I guess, and say the things you like. And good thing I looked, because it had my address. Everything was correct except the state. It had Florida, and I'm like, no, this is going to New Jersey, not Florida, because I was wondering why it hadn't come yet. So I corrected that, and then I said, ship me another one. So hopefully I don't get billed twice, but I don't know if like they try sending it to Florida, if it'll just get sent back to the company, or if it'll somehow make its way to my house. So I don't know. And then you could, I did say like order another spring box. They're all sold out. Then there was like this fruit fuser water bottle that looked neat, but I didn't want to spend the 14 bucks on it, so I really kind of know what it does and would it benefit me, would I use it? Because supposedly if you put fruit in water, that makes it healthier for you and can like boost your metabolism and like do great wonders. So, but I just like my water plain. So speaking of water, there's this challenge I might be doing. I have to show my mom and work out the logistics of it, and yeah, so that's all I got at the moment. Ooh. Got 5 minutes and 20 seconds on the timer. I'm making pasta for my dinner. I'm watching Saved by the Bell on Jason's Netflix, which I'm getting stuff out of the fridge. I learned when I was on the computer and my iPad that you can like add a person, because it says Jason and Jen, because it says there's Jennifer, and they share the account, but he isn't letting me borrow his Netflix's account, and I've been using it like a great deal that I should just get my own. So anyway, with all that being said, I saw like you could add a person. I was thinking like, do I bother adding myself so I have my own? Because then whenever Jason, if he does go on his Netflix at his house, he would see all the things that I've been watching. I don't know, maybe I could enlighten him to some new things he didn't know existed. So yeah, that's kind of the story. Since I told you my stories earlier, I've just been on YouTube, putting videos together and deleting stuff and all that, and setting stuff up to be scheduled to go out at different days and times throughout this month. And whew, oh my gosh. So yeah, I'm just staring at the postal. What I do is, I like to obviously put salt in the water, but then I also put garlic powder in the water. I let it all boil, and then I cook the pasta in water that has been salted with and has garlic powder. I guess you could use garlic salt if you wanted. But yeah. So currently we have 3 minutes and 4 seconds to go, and then I'm gonna sauce and cheese this sucker up. I like to mix butter with my sauce. I discovered that years ago, actually. We were in Newport, Rhode Island, and I went to this like pasta restaurant, and I wasn't sure about like the marinara sauce, so I asked for that on the side and then like butter on the side. So I kind of like split the plate, and like half of the pasta got buttered, and then half I put like the sauce on, but in the middle where it kind of like meshed together, I was like, oh my god, it's so good. And I've been doing that ever since, and I feel like it makes the tomato sauce less like acidy, if that's even a thing that could happen. And then I just like to mix like mozzarella, cheddar, and Parmesan cheese. So yeah, and then occasionally I'll add a little bit of oregano for some spice and flavor, since I love oregano like on my pizza. Like you can't even see the pizza. But I recently learned now too that I like Parmesan cheese on top of my pizza, so it gives like a regular cheese pizza like a little pizzazz, because gluten-free pizzas, I mean, I'm sure it has like pepperoni or something, but honestly I don't like that, so why would I? And it's hard to find like 4 cheese, 5 cheese pizza that's gluten-free. So I'm thinking like, oh, next time I can add mozzarella and oregano. I'm like so hungry. So that's what I'm doing, making my dinner. And I watched Alfie again. When did I not watch Alfie? I watch him all the time. And he has the Apple Watch, and I just like, I want one so bad. Like I used to like stare at Pharrell's when I'd watch The Voice, be like, oh my god, how cool is that? But like I'm really learning a lot about the watch through Alfie. So basically like it's on your wrist, and like it's nothing, but then when you tilt, as soon as you tilt your wrist, like the time comes up, and like you can totally like choose your screen, and then like the background, and if you want it to like digital, or you want it to look like a face of a watch, where like it has the 12, 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way around, and the hands, the big hand, the little hand. So it gives you options as far as like the face of the clock watch thing, but then like on top of that it does like amazing things. Holy moly. So excited for that. And that doesn't, some of the water just spilled out, and now there's like this burning smell on my stove. Oh my, oh my, oh. Will the flames go back on? Ah. Yay, okay, the flames worked. So basically I'm just going to put everything together and eat it, continue to watch Netflix and YouTube stuff, and just take it easy for the rest of the evening. So thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I much appreciate it. And I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to call this little segment of my life, because I want to make a playlist and put all these videos in that playlist, but I don't know what to call it yet. So if you have any ideas, leave them down below, unless I come up with something by then. But again, who knows when this will get posted, because I'm just now, like getting around to February's videos. I'm so far behind, but honestly though, it feels like amazing to just get stuff done and then just to like reorganize everything. So thank you guys so much for being here and being with me today, and I'll see you next time, and until then, keep it quirky.